Hello everybody, Jose here, and today I have a very exciting video for you guys. Basically have a video of me spotlighting most of the big mods, the really big and noticeable mods that are going to be going into my first season of my single player modded series. Many of these mods will also be on my multiplayer series, which will probably come soon after the single player, and I did not mean to do that. That'll be just fine if I can get it placed properly. And I just wanted to kind of show this to notify any changes that were added or implemented in the latest version of whatever this mod was, or mod is, for Minecraft 1.3.2. So let's go ahead and get started with this potentially awesome mod set. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and start on over here. You can see we have this wall, and then we have this really, really big thing. Well, I guess we can actually start with this guy here. This is the coke oven. Same old coke oven. Just has a nice new retexture and possibly a visual bug with this block here not showing. Yeah, I think this is all visual. There we go. Yeah, I was wondering why that wasn't showing. But this is the lovely new iron tank. This is added in by the new Railcraft 6.1. Or 6, Railcraft 6 in general, adds this lovely new iron tank. These are built in-game. They are not crafted, unlike Buildcraft tanks. These are actually built in the game, such as the creosote, or coal, the coke oven. I always mess up the name for that for some reason. And require a few things. So we're looking at the things it will be requiring. It will require the iron tank wall, crafted quite simply like this using iron plates. Iron plates are crafted in a rolling machine, which I will actually show you an update for those in just a moment. But they use the rolling machine in a 3x3 pattern filled, gets you 8 of these, and as mentioned, 4 of these in a 2x2 grid pattern will get you 4 iron tank walls. That's what all of these blocks are here, and in order to maintain a functioning Railcraft iron tank, the top or bottom, or technically both, this top area and bottom area have to be 3x3, 5x5, or 7x7, and I believe can be as tall as 7 blocks tall. So as you can see, our model here is 5 blocks tall. Quite simply speaking though, you can see that it stores 720,000 units of water, and for each unit, or it takes 1,000 units per 1 bucket of water if I'm correct. So this can hold 720 buckets of water. So yeah. Now, like I was saying, we have a nice little inconspicuous wall here, and behind it, I actually have piping in the same wall space. This is a nice new feature from the new Buildcraft 3.2. We are on pre-release 7 as of now, but it's probably going to be released at any time now. And you can see that I can kind of walk into here, where this is like the end of here. Once I get to here, I can kind of walk into it. Well, these are new facades. Facades are added by, like I said, the new Buildcraft. And you can see, if you look very closely right there, you can see it looks like there's a cobblestone structure pipe. Well, that's kind of because there is. It's kind of there. So the way these work is you can create these. As you can see, it's generally 1 block of whatever you want the facade to be made out of, and 3 cobblestone structure pipes, and it yields 6. Uses 8,000 Minecraft joules, and can generally be made with almost any block, whether it's added by mods or in vanilla. So you can see some of our IC2 facades that were added, even facades from Factorization mod, the block of lead and block of silver. But as you can see, many of our ores. And yeah, pretty exciting. So what we can do here is, you can't place these down. They're not like Redpower covers, where you can place them down independently. You actually have to have a pipe, or yeah, you have to have a pipe down. But these work just fine with transport pipes as well, or item transport pipes, as well as liquid and power transport pipes. And you just right click on it, and it covers it right up. As mentioned, the hitbox for it is actually completely non-existent to a sense, so you can walk into that little area almost like a painting. And you can see, like I said, from this side it looks completely unnoticeable, but you can still, you can see you can kind of chop off these, or you know, fun stuff like that. Now, one nice little feature added in by the new Railcraft is a set of steel tools. Steel tools are just the generic steel recipe or tool recipe using steel ingots, which have been acquired through a blast furnace. That's just the way they've been for a while. So yeah, over here we have a few other neat little things. We have this nice new thing that I was messing with in the beginning of this video, the buffer stop track. Basically what this is instead of having a block at the end of a track, you can kind of very aesthetically stop your minecarts. So you see these actually like in real life at like on a train, at the end of a train line or whatever. You'll see these to help stop it and whatnot. But you can see all it does is stop your track or stop your minecart. So yeah, now I do have this stone engine here for a reason, and that's because if I pick it up, you can see it's actually been renamed from the combustion. Was it combustion? No, it was steam. It got renamed from a steam engine to a Stirling engine. No real explanation behind that, but you can see now that the Forestry GUI feature that was only in Forestry engines has now leaked over into the GUI of Buildcraft engines, giving you simple information like the output, how many Minecraft joules have been stored internally, and the overall heat. I'm going to keep any hidden. So yeah, over here we have our last three nice pretty big changes regarding Railcraft, Buildcraft, and well, that's actually pretty much the only two that have been on this little station here. First of all, we'll cover this new engine. This is the Hobbyist steam engine added by Railcraft, which through input of water and coal, charcoal, coke, just about any fuel really, I think, except for lava, it will produce steam and run off of the steam. It doesn't produce very much very many Minecraft joules per tick. In fact, it produces less than an electrical engine does, I believe, about the same as, or a comparable amount as our Stirling engine does over here. So you can see it's going to have to build up a bit of a buffer of energy here, where it's slowly going up. But while it does so, I can explain these two lovely things. Now, if you're previously experienced with Railcraft, and you can see our lovely little Railcraft engine here is going to start pumping along, hobby steam engine. But if you're familiar with the old Railcraft, it used to be the rolling machine was exactly identical to the crafting table. You just put in your recipe, and it outputted what you needed, and you picked it up. Well, now the rolling machine requires Buildcraft electricity. Admittedly, this is slightly inconvenient and makes it a bigger pain in the butt, but you have to understand that it really does balance things out just a little bit. So I'm just going to let this thing produce up a little bit of energy while I talk about this guy, which is the hopper. The hopper was one of the nice new things implemented into the new Buildcraft 3.2 pre-release. Actually, it's been in Buildcraft since 3.1.6 came out for Minecraft 1.2.5. What it does is basically automatically loads anything in here into the machine or inventory it is attached to if there's room. Let's say this was on, I can actually show you a good example of this with, why don't we just do a furnace. Why don't we just do like a vanilla furnace and grab this nice little guy here. And we're just going to place down, oh, I need blocks, don't I? I'll just grab some stone. Like that'll hurt. So, unfortunately, in this one situation, I did have to do this. But you can see that this will attach to it, although visually it's not actually attached to anything. You can see if I pop this off, it's just sitting there. But if I put something in here, like this cobblestone, it automatically disappeared. Where did it go? Well, as the nice funnel shape suggests, it went into here. Let me hide out any eye once again. And as you can see, our cobblestone is sitting here. Now, of course, because we have no fuel for a furnace, it's just going to sit here stagnantly. Meanwhile, we can load up its little buffer here with stone, and nothing's going to happen to the stone. It's not going to fall out. It's just going to sit there until there's room in here. Now, what's this? Magically, I decided, oh, hey, look, wait. What's that cobblestone doing in there? I take the cobblestone, and it very quickly begins dumping from this hopper into the inventory of the furnace. Pretty nifty. So this guy seems to be pretty prepared to craft something, so let's grab some iron ingots. I'm just going to grab exactly 9. And you can probably imagine what I want to make. Iron plates. So if I click on this, you can see it's draining my Minecraft jewels over here and is turning it into here. So it's very similar to the old or previous Forestry Carpenter. Of course, that got modified in a few releases back, probably 1.4.8, I believe. But generally, things are pretty cool with this. I actually like the way they did it. So yeah, let's move on to our next little section. This is our Industrial Craft 2 section, and due to a few issues, this is actually not as awesome as I'd hoped for it to be, but it'll work. As you can see, we do have nuclear control, which as many of you may be aware, but some of you may not, is actually specifically made for the nuclear reactors, which were the main focus of the 1.3.2 the update for IC2 for Minecraft 1.3.2. Now, this version of Industrial Craft is 1.106. For those of you who are curious, and yeah, pretty cool stuff. So this is just a simple shut-off system using wireless redstone, where basically it comes in here, and if it gets too hot, it sends out redstone signal. Now, because of a minor change with the Industrial Craft 2 nuclear reactors, changing where instead of requiring a redstone signal to turn them off, it actually now requires a redstone signal to turn them on. So what I've done here is simply changed it so that if this guy didn't have any issues with the temperature, it was sending wireless redstone, which meant it was on. And if it did have an issue, it would shut off that wireless redstone signal using my little inverter that I've got here. You can see right there. Oh, I am going to die. That's alright. Not like I really needed much that was there anyway, so no big deal. That was a failure there. Well, at least I'll be able to fly around and show you some of the stuff I did. So yeah, you can just see that we have a wireless redstone wireless transmitter here on frequency 0. And it's simply inverting the signal that comes out of here to off. So as we enter our nuclear reactor room here, I will briefly show you what I've done. Here's my wireless redstone. This is wireless receiver, frequency 0 as well. All I've got here is a HV transformer in case I was producing too much energy, and it is going to be outputting into this MFSU up here, which is already full. So I'll open this up, or I would open this up, but there's really no point. Everything I would discuss that's inside here, I'm about to discuss in the first place. Now, before I go in here, I want to preface with how I built this building. Look up here. As confusing as all the different glass may be, I want you to note that we have glass stairs, and that might be weird for you at least, but these are features added by the Better Blocks and Items mod, which also implements the currently unimplemented corner block stairs. So I'll be using this in my Let's Play series as well, so look forward to that. Now, one really nice change, in my opinion, or two actually that come with this, that were implemented into the IC2 1.106 patch update, were the new models for personal safes. I almost forgot the name of that for some reason. The new personal safes have an opening sound, as well as animation, as you can see, and now have the ability to be sorted, which was something that I really disliked about them before, but the IC2 personal safe GUI can now be sorted using inventory tweaks. So the new IC2 update has implemented 3 nice little armor pieces to adjust for the nuclear reactor changes, between the changes of being around the nuclear reactor too long or should yours explode. They both will cause basically poisoning and different really nasty effects like that. You can use some of these different guys here to avoid this. Now you can use the scuba helmet combined with some, I want to say it's just a compressed air cell. Yep, compressed air cell. And after a while, it'll consume the compressed air cells, of course just giving you an empty cell back in return. And in return, you get your breathing bubbles back while you're underwater. But as I was beginning to talk about before, these will also help prevent getting any of the nasty potion effects that this guy here will give off. Now in here we have all the lovely new nuclear reactor components. There's actually quite a lot to take in. Not all of these are nuclear reactor components as well, and I still haven't learned them all, so I'm just going to briefly cover over the names, and I'm just going to leave it at that because in all honesty I'm still learning. So we have the reactor heat exchanger, advanced heat exchanger, the overclocked heat vent, and the advanced heat vent. The heating cell, component heat vent, reactor heat vent, component heat exchanger, and containment reactor plating. We also have the neutron reflector, thick neutron reflector, RSH condensator, and a dense copper plate, which I do want to note that this isn't really part of the nuclear reactor component, so this is more part of a recipe. This is how you make the new reactor chamber and how you combine a few of these different machines and stuff together, as well as get a few different kind of neat things, as seen here. We also now have the LZH condensators, which go with the RSH. Basically, LZ is lapis lazuli, and RS is redstone. You can tell by the recipe here. So yeah, we also have 6K coolant cells, which is, or 60K, which is 2 30Ks, and a 30K is 3 10Ks. 10K coolant cells replace the original IC2 coolant cells in all the recipes they were used for, and the recipe now looks something like this. It's either a water cell or bucket surrounded by 4 tin ingots, and as mentioned, can be used, now in a combustion engine? Oh, that is nice. I will admit, that is nice. This inventory, or this GUI, wow. But they're also now used in the overclocker upgrade recipe instead, which in my opinion is great. 30K, we talked about that with 60K, and then we also have heat capacity reactor plating. I think that's enough of this awesome stuff going on here for now. We're going to go on to our next brief little thing here before we go into this nice big room. And this is Mystcraft. This is all Mystcraft stuff, and I wanted to show you guys a few of the new textures that have been implemented. This is the linkbook modifier. You can tell the entire GUI is the same, but the block itself is much more beautiful as opposed to the diamond block crafting table ugliness. You can also see that the crystals got their own custom textures, which admittedly is very nice because this will make using texture packs a little bit smoother, because this texture is actually used to be the top of the jukebox, and some of them are actually, like records on the top and whatnot, which really makes a difference if you have this as a record than as just a little slot for a book. So yeah, this is just the plain crystal, as you can see, and then this is the book receptacle. Now over here we have our last stop for this major change. Of course, there might be something new that I notice. Mods may update as we go before the series begins, and I may have something new to note for you guys. However, we have two very large changes in the new Forestry, which is what this entire platform is all about. And most of these changes are in regards to Forestry Bees. As far as non-Forestry Bee related changes, the only really good and big one that I can think of is the fact that now forestry machines will no longer accept Buildcraft power when they don't have work. So all of your gates of has work and redstone switch power switch pipes, not redstone switch pipes, power switch pipes is no longer necessary. They simply won't consume power unless they absolutely feel the need to use it properly. So this is the new apiary. The apiaries are no longer quite as mechanical as they used to be, and they have a slight GUI change in that it adds these 3 slots. These 3 slots here are primarily used for frames. In fact, that's all they're used for. And you can see that they are crafted like so. This is the untreated frame. The impregnated frame, made with impregnated sticks. This is the actual changed recipe. And the proven frame, which I don't actually know how you get that. These will take damage over time if your bee is, of course, actually functioning, which mine is not because it is in a hostile environment. But these will basically help you significantly increase your productivity of your bee production of honeycombs. And over here we have the alveary. Well, all the alveary basically is the apiary, but really big, which allows you to have nice little add-ons. These add-on options are the swarmer, and the way the swarmer works is you put in royal jelly, and from the royal jelly it'll slowly get used, and it gives you a chance of getting a basically like a random hive that will spawn, and that hive will provide you a princess or drone, or maybe even both. I'm not 100% sure on that yet. That will only, it's kind of like a temporary use. It doesn't really last as long as a real, as the normal queen or drone or princess would last. But it does prove as like a temporary use bee, I suppose you could say. But you can also do something really nice without these, just using redstone engines to power them here, but this isn't a good example at all. You can make heaters and fans. What these do is allow you to have bees who are not a fan of your climate, and basically have them adjust to your climate, or actually you adjust them into your climate, I guess. Climate. Bleh. So yeah, obviously the fan will lower your overall alveary temperature, and the heater will increase it. So I would use the fan with like a good electrical engine. For example, if I had a glacial princess, or like, you know, the wintry princesses and drones, and I would use the heater for modest, and those are like the desert bees. So these are really exciting things. I guess the only really big thing is to show you the new recipe changes. So let's go into creative or survival mode. I would use any to change, but it's actually buggy. If you go to creative plus mode, it crashes me for some reason. Not crashes, but I get disconnected from server note when I'm actually playing on single player. But yeah, so the alveary is actually a block, and you can see there's the alveary fan crafted like so, golden electron tubes, which have been in for a while, as well as the alveary itself, which has a few different metadata values. Basically, this weird looking alveary block that has the little comb window in it, that's still the alveary itself. It just has different metadata. That's all part of the code behind it. But here's the alveary recipe itself. It's scented paneling, which is actually quite expensive. Not quite expensive, but it takes a while to get here, I'm sure. And then an impregnated casing, which is step one for any of the new beekeeping stuff, which is pretty cool. As mentioned, here's the fan recipe, and here's the heater recipe. It uses 2 more golden electron tubes, an iron ingot, any of these weird alveary blocks, but generally you'll get the same alveary block here when you break it, as well as 3 pieces of smooth stone. So far as the apiary goes, not much has changed in the ways that, or in those ways. Really, oops, didn't want to give myself that. I want to leave the recipe. Basically, the recipe for this guy is birchwood slabs, or any of the real slabs that got added in, surrounded with 5 planks in the shape of a boat, and 1 impregnated casing, which, as mentioned, here's the recipe. So this is all pretty exciting stuff. I really hope you guys are looking forward to the upcoming series. I think I mentioned this before already in my Good Evening in Minecraft, which is what I decided I'm going to name it. I think I've already mentioned this, but sorry about that. I had a hair in my mouth. That was kind of gross. Basically, at this point, I'm waiting on 2 mods that I really would like. Well, a few actually, but 2 really big ones, which is the Ender Chest by iChun, and well, quality modding in general, which is a pretty cool mod, much better than the vanilla Ender Chest now. Wouldn't even bother with those, to be honest. And then Redpower 2 by Eloraam. That's just something that is going to take her some time. She's been busy in real life, from what I understand. And, you know, I'm not going to rush that. If I have to, I'll just start the series without it. And if I need silver or marble or basalt, I'll just create a Mystcraft age and go get it from there. Simple enough, if you ask me. So yeah, if you're looking forward to this series, please leave a like, and maybe I will consider doing what I can to kind of get it started a little bit sooner, provide more videos regarding the upcoming series as I continue to make laps around my little closed circuit course thing here. And if there's anything else, any mods you want me to possibly implement into the series before I even start, anything you really want to see me do, let me know. One mod I do want to talk about though really quickly before I let you guys go is the natural biomes mod. I did do a beta release review and spotlight on my channel late August, and the minor bug with Mystcraft that we had been experiencing has got a fix now. So if you guys want to see me implement that, which I really am considering doing it anyway, aside from what you guys say, no offense, just kind of what I want to see done by myself. You know, I'm considering implementing that into my Let's Play series, so if you guys are interested, or, you know, really have any particular say on that, let me know, and I will make it happen. Or not make it happen if you're against it for some very strange reason, like what's happening here. That was weird. Okay, so Buildcraft pipe placement's a little bit buggy. Good note for single player. So yeah, I'm going to let you guys go as my eyes are becoming very, very dry because it's like, I don't know, 5 o'clock here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope this kind of got you guys revved up for the new Let's Play series that is coming up very, very soon, hopefully. I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching.